It has been 1 year since I launched Healing After Infant Loss, so I thought I could do a video, like a 1 year review, talking about videos I've produced and edited and put online, conversations I've had, some of the statistics I've kind of got as well, and also some lessons that I've learned along the way. This is not really going to be kind of an advice video for people who have experienced infant loss. I guess it's more of a kind of business diary, a look behind the scenes, and sort of, I think, a look into my mind and what I'm thinking for the future, what has worked, what hasn't worked this year, and just kind of get to know me a little bit more, but kind of talking about the business side of Healing After Infant Loss. So yeah, welcome. Hi, my name is Rosie. I am the founder of Healing After Infant Loss, which is a YouTube channel where I interview people who have experienced infant loss for them to share their stories. I also interview experts to talk about different ways to heal after infant loss. I have a website full of information and resources and blog posts and lots of information over there. I also do one-on-one peer support for people that need somebody to talk to who has actually been there and understands what they're going through. And then of course I have social media platforms as well. I'm kind of everywhere. So I thought I could talk about just some of the statistics, I guess, from this past year, and then we can talk a little bit more in detail about things. So I have uploaded 34 videos to the YouTube channel. I think to begin with I was posting every week, and then I started posting every 2 weeks because I soon realised just how much work it is to film and edit videos, but also get people consistently on to talk about their stories and to kind of book in appointments. I think sometimes people schedule in for 2 or 3 months time, so I kind of realised early on that it takes a little bit of time to get everybody kind of organised and in place and get the videos filmed and edited and uploaded and do the blog posts and things. So posting once a week was just too much hard work, especially with my lifestyle because I move around quite a lot. So yeah, 34 videos in 1 year. I've had 10 guests so far. The video after this one is going to be guest number 11. So my plan is to interview more people as we go on. I think those are really valuable conversations because I learn a lot about different people's experiences with infant loss and different areas of infant loss, if that makes sense, because I've experienced 2 miscarriages, a termination for medical reasons, and a missed miscarriage. I also did IVF to do embryo freezing, so I have some experience with some infant loss, but I've not experienced stillbirth, I've not experienced surrogacy loss, I've not experienced neonatal death or ectopic pregnancy or lots of other forms of infant loss. So talking to other people with different experiences has been really helpful for me, and I think it's also helpful for my audience to kind of hear different stories from different people as well. So on my YouTube channel I have 18 million views, which is insane. Most of that is from reels, from sharing other people's reels talking about infant loss, and then I've got 18,500 subscribers, which to be honest is so amazing. I also kind of find it sad in a way that there's that many people that want to talk about infant loss, and not sad as in like, oh my god, you're a loser, what a weirdo. Sad as in, I think this touches so many people's lives, and it's great that I'm creating that space and that place for people to go to talk about infant loss and to share their experiences and to feel connected to other women and to have a resource and a place where they can learn and hear different stories and all the rest of it. But at the same time, there's 18,500 people that feel like either they have experienced infant loss or they know somebody who has, for example. And I think that number is only ever going to grow the more that this channel grows, obviously, because infant loss affects so many more people than I think you would realise. So 18,500 in a year is incredible, and I can't wait to grow it even more. I think it would be interesting to do a video like this every single year to see how much my follower base grows in terms of subscribers on YouTube and then also on social media. I'm just really excited, and I'm so grateful if you're one of those 18,500 people on my channel. In terms of Instagram, I have 926 followers. In terms of TikTok, I have 1,021 followers. I'm also on LinkedIn and Facebook, but those are the 2 apps that I don't go on at all. So I don't even look at comments, I don't look at how many views they get, I don't look at my followers or anything like that. So I have no idea what's going on on LinkedIn and Facebook, but I am on there as well. If that's your preferred platform, you can find all the same content on there as well. So that's kind of the behind the scenes look, I guess, at the YouTube channel and things that have been going on this past year. On more of a personal note, I started therapy recently. I started therapy in about May time, I think it was. And it's couples therapy with my husband, and it started off as us wanting to talk about different things within our relationship. And then one of the things that's been coming up recently is our infant losses, and I find it so hard to talk about, and I think if I'd have done therapy at the time of my infant losses, I think it would have helped me enormously finding the right therapist. It's taken me lots of years to find her, and she is great. So I kind of want to encourage people, because I think a couple of years ago, even last year, I think on my YouTube channel, I kind of said, you know, in conversations with people, therapy didn't work for me, journaling didn't work for me. What worked for me was yoga, meditation, sound baths, that kind of thing. But actually, finding the right therapist and doing it with my husband by my side to support me through it has been incredible. And I kind of want to just change my whole, you know, my spiel on that, because therapy is for me and it has helped me. I think I just hadn't found the right person for years. So therapy has been great. It's been really hard. Like, we're only just starting to talk about infant loss, and I find it really hard to share my experience and to not get upset and not get overwhelmed. And I think the people that share their stories on my YouTube channel are incredibly brave. I'm just so proud of them, so grateful for them to come on and talk about these things, because it is so hard, and I myself find it hard. So therapy has been great. I'm excited to dig more into it, even though I get nervous talking to her, and I say to Jeremy, my husband, I'm like, oh, I hate therapy. I don't hate therapy. I think she's great. I think I just find the process really hard. But don't let that put you off. I do think it's going to be great in the long run. Something else I've been doing this year is peer support. So somebody reached out to me about 2 months ago via email and just saying, hi Rosie, I've been through something similar to you. I have nobody to talk to, nobody understands, please can I talk to you? And I thought it would be like an email exchange, but she wanted to book in phone calls. And I remember talking to my husband about this, and I was like, I don't know what I can say, I don't know what I can do to help her. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counsellor, like I'm somebody who's been through it, but I'm not qualified in any shape or form to like give advice or diagnose or help this person. Decided to do it anyway. I kind of put on my big girl pants, that was hard to say, put on my big girl pants, and I thought, you know what, I'll do it. And it's been amazing. It has been so good, because like I say, she's been through something similar. I'm not going to talk about her or her experience, but it's been really great for me also to open up about my story and share my story and have somebody who understands how I feel as well. So it's kind of working both ways. I thought I would be the one helping her, but actually she's helped me enormously without even meaning to. And I think having somebody who you can talk to openly and honestly and really raw, in like a really raw, blunt, not sugar-coated way, I think has been great for both of us, because oftentimes with infant loss, we're the one person in our family going through it, we're the one person in our friend group going through it, and we can feel really alone, and like people just don't get it. And you can kind of say, oh, I'm really sad today, and someone will say, oh, you know, you might feel better tomorrow, or oh, okay, hope you feel better soon. And they don't really know how to approach somebody who is grieving the loss of their child, because we're not taught how to deal with that. Whereas because I've been through this 4 times, I feel like I have an ability to hold space and to be there for that person, and to say, you know, tell me about your sadness. What are you feeling? What are you thinking about? What's coming up for you? How's your week been? What are some of the triggers? How's it going at work? How's your relationship with your husband? And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counsellor, I'm not certified in anything. I'm just someone who has been through infant loss. So being there for her has honestly probably been the highlight of my year in terms of healing after infant loss, because I really feel like I'm supporting her in such a strong way. And the connection that we have, even from the first conversation, 5 minutes in, we're like crying together, we are talking about our traumas, we're connecting in such a deep way. And like, I've never met her, it's just all online, like video calls, but it's incredible. So if you have been through infant loss, or you are going through infant loss, or you know somebody who has been through infant loss and you would like to talk to me, I am here, and I do host one-on-one peer support sessions. And yeah, it's kind of the thing that I didn't realise I wanted to do until this woman reached out, and I've been doing it, and now I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing for both of us, for her and for me. But yeah, just seeing her, not even her growth, she's not healed, you know, it's not a magic cure, but I think her having somebody there to talk to and say, today has been shit, like I'm really feeling sad today, or, you know, we're crying together, and I feel like I'm waffling. Anyway, it's been great and I love it, and it's really been a highlight of this year. I would love to get more people doing peer support with me, because I've just seen it help her so much. Let's move on. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the course that I wanted to do this year. So I had conversations with 2 women. One is a yoga teacher and meditation facilitator, and she does sound baths and breath work. The other one is a life coach who also does a bit of nutrition things as well. And I wanted to put together a course. It was going to be called Heal Your Way, where it's basically a library full of resources, and you could do yoga, meditation, sound bath, tapping, mindset shifts, setting boundaries, nutrition. I was going to do a whole host of things and pay these people and almost just have like a library of information. And I was really kind of gung-ho on doing it. And then I kind of talked about it a little bit on social media and nobody signed up. And they didn't really publish it much, which is fine because they've got their own businesses going on that they want to promote and push forwards. So nobody signed up. And I think even without nobody signing up, I still had a kind of niggling feeling that it wasn't quite right, and I didn't really know why. I do still think the idea is good. I think I'm going to change it slightly for next year and see how that goes, because I was going to charge, I think it was like $500 to get access to it for lifetime access. I don't think that's really accessible to a lot of people, so I think what I'm going to do next year is do it monthly basis, so a monthly paid subscription thing. I'm probably going to do it mostly myself as well, and maybe have some guest speakers on, but I was going to give the whole of the yoga section to one person, the whole of the meditation section to somebody, the whole of the journaling thing to one person, and just give a lot of it away. And I think that was probably self-confidence issues, limiting beliefs, that kind of thing. So the plan next year is to do courses, learn a load of information about something. So for example, do a breathwork course, learn loads of information, and then turn that information that I learn into something that is for people who are healing after infant loss. Because I think sometimes with all these different modalities, you can learn something, but it's not quite trauma informed, it's not quite right for every single demographic of person, it's not right for every single circumstance or trauma that someone's been through. So I kind of want to do different learnings, different courses, and then apply the knowledge that I learn into a course for healing after infant loss. So I think it'll be, this might change, don't hold me to it, but I think it'll be a monthly paid membership of $15, $20 a month, something like that. I will be adding content every single month as I do different courses. And yeah, it's just going to be not a course, it's just going to be more like a library of information you can access and hopefully learn from, hopefully grow from. And then I might, have some guest teachers on to talk about certain things like journaling, or I might have somebody doing sound bath. I might have different people on to talk about different things, but lead most of it myself. And I think this is good also because it means that I'm learning all of these different skills. So then when I do my one-on-one peer support, I can, suggest a breathwork technique, I can suggest a grounding technique, we can do some seated yoga, we can talk about journaling prompts to do before the next session, or I don't know, I think it's a real good opportunity for me to learn and to expand my knowledge on infant loss and healing. And then I think one of the best ways to learn something is to then teach it. So if I can teach it in a course that people can get access to every month, to me that's starting to make a bit more sense rather than the course that I was going to do previously. So that might be coming hopefully next year, that's the plan. Other plans for the future? There's a couple here that probably are realistic, some that might take a little bit longer. The first thing I've got written down is walks, so like wellness walks, and mine and my husband's plan for next year is to move to Bangkok, Thailand. And I don't know how many people in my audience are from Bangkok, Thailand, but I would love to do like a wellness walk around Lumpini and then go for a coffee somewhere in a coffee shop and kind of have that as like a women who've been through infant loss coming together and spending time together just on like a nice walk in nature. And I think most of my audience is probably in the US, probably a lot of people from the UK and Australia and places like that. So I'm not going to be in the right area probably to hit my audience, if that makes sense, to connect with my audience on like a in real life community setting thing, if that makes sense. So maybe when I go home, I could organise some in London and Manchester, or maybe if I travel places, I could do something. I'm not sure. I could also see long term having different people in different cities hosting a wellness walk through healing after infant loss. So have somebody in Chicago, someone in LA, someone in New York, someone in London, someone in Paris, someone here, there and everywhere. And they host a wellness walk with women who've also been through infant loss through healing after infant loss, because then, like I said, I think a lot of women feel like it's only happening to them and they don't know anybody else who's been through it. So if we can get women together, like imagine if there was 100 women just like walking through a park or talking about their infant losses and supporting each other and making friends and having that community. I think that would be great. I'd love to do online webinars and kind of online series where maybe we talk to professionals and it's more of a learning environment. I've not figured that one out yet, but we'll see. I would like to have the online resources thing. It was going to be called Heal Your Way, the course that I was going to do this year. I'm thinking more like calling it the Healing Hub. So it's like a hub of resources where you can go on there and heal in different ways. So again, I'm working on that behind the scenes. I would love to do more peer support work. So again, if you know anybody, please reach out. It's so great. I've already rambled about that, but yeah, I would love to do more peer support work one-on-one with people and really help them on their journey and build that really strong relationship and connection with them, and work with people on like a 3, 6, 12-month basis until they feel like they no longer need me. Sorry, stumbled on my words. So yeah, I would love more peer support people. I would love to write some books. Now, I am dyslexic. I'm also ADHD. So I was looking into maybe getting a ghostwriter, or if I get an editor, or how do I go about publishing, and like all these different things I have no idea about. So if you are a book person who has published books, please do let me know. I'd love to do a book about my story. I would love to do a book about other people's stories. I would love to do a book that's kind of like a day-by-day support, whether it's going to be meditations or journal prompts or affirmations or gentle practices, I'm not sure. Or maybe even, I don't know what that's going to be, but like a daily, almost like the Daily Stoic, but for infant loss. And the other one I would love to do is getting professionals on in a book to share their experience on things like yoga, meditation, diet, exercise, mindset, journaling, all these different things, and kind of have a book that people can go through and actually understand why all these different things are great for infant loss. So that's another thing I would love to do. Way in the future, I would love to have an app. I think an app would be amazing where we could have all these different videos and everything available. And again, it would just be like a monthly subscription thing, but there's, just everything in one place on your phone. So you can listen, you can just open the app and log in how you're feeling, or you can have your journaling there, or you can do some yoga or some exercises or some meditations, but it's all geared towards infant loss. So it's not triggering, it's not going to be traumatizing, it's going to be really wholesome, great stuff. And then the last one is courses. So this again is probably something later down the line, but I kind of have an idea of doing courses that people can take to then be like a healing after infant loss certified peer support coach, for example, where I can teach you how to hold space, how to support somebody going through infant loss, maybe some healing rituals you can do together, maybe some of the kind of healing modalities, and you do the course for however, 10 hours, for example, and then you become certified as a healing after infant loss coach or peer support specialist or friend or whatever the name would be. I have no idea. This literally came to me a couple of days ago. So yeah, I could see myself having courses and helping people to help people, if that makes sense. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was just some different lessons that I've learned this year. So the first one I think is that people grieve differently. And I think I knew this anyway from my experience with myself and my husband. We have grieved very differently. We continue to grieve very differently. We want different things. We expect different things. We process things differently. Our timeline is completely different. And I think having spoken to different people on my YouTube channel, they are also expressing the same thing, that them and their partner are experiencing grief differently. And I think we sometimes think that grief should be sitting at home, crying on the sofa, not being able to go to work, not being able to get out of bed, things like this. Whereas actually for some people, and I feel like it's at the moment seems to be mostly the male partners, that will go back to work, they'll do DIY, they will paint the house, they will build something, they'll redecorate, and they seem to maybe process grief more like hands-on. Whereas I found so far that women tend to cry and want support from family and friends and kind of process grief in that way. And I know this might sound really sexist what I'm saying, and I'm not meaning to do that at all. this is just kind of my observations of what I've noticed so far from talking to different people. But I think that's one of the big lessons, is that everybody grieves differently. And I think I already knew that, but I think hearing different stories of different people who are also expressing the same thing has kind of just validated that in my mind, if that makes sense. The next lesson from this year has been that people want to be witnessed. They want their grief to be witnessed. And when I interview people for the YouTube channel, I think, you know, having that space where they can talk for an hour or 2 hours about their story, and to me, who understands and who can support them and ask them different questions and kind of guide the conversation. Yes, they are sharing their story to help other people, but I also think it helps them because they are being witnessed in their grief. There's somebody there who understands what they're going through, who supports them, who has compassion and empathy and all these different things. And I think I did a course recently and they said, you know, one of the main things is that grief wants to be witnessed. And I've really seen that this year with the people that I've interviewed. So that's been another lesson. The next one is that talking helps. When I went through infant loss, I think I didn't know who to talk to. I tried therapy, it didn't work, so I shut that off and I just dealt with it the best I could. And, you know, I found yoga, meditation, sound bath, they worked for me at the time, whereas actually having a therapist now, like I said, she's great and it's really helping me. But also talking to other women about infant loss, like talking to my peer support client about her losses has really helped me. Talking to other women through the podcast, through the YouTube channel thing has really helped me as well. And talking about experiences, even though they might be different, but they're also slightly the same because they're all to do with infant loss. I think it's really, really healing to know that you're not alone and to know that other people understand what you've been through and other people sympathise, and just having that kind of shared understanding of how devastating infertility is and infant loss is has been really, really important. And then I think the last one is that community is important. And I think if you don't know, me and my husband travel the world and we have been for the past 3 or 4 years full time. We've been digital nomads, and I'm now getting to the point where I'm kind of burnt out from traveling and I miss community. And having the Healing After Infant Loss has been starting to build that community. Yes, it's online and I'm not actually physically with people to hug them and things, but being able to talk to women about their infant losses, being able to talk to women about different healing modalities that might help people going through infant loss, talking to people online on Instagram, in messages, sharing other people's stories, because I share a lot of reels and things like that on my social media, and connecting with people in that way has been amazing. But I also look forward to when we go to Bangkok at the end of this year, starting next year as well. I really look forward to hopefully finding friends again, and like in real life friends, because a lot of my people don't live where we live. So yeah, I'm sort of realising that community is really important, and having people around you who understand you and who support you and who can be there for you, I think is really important. So yeah, that's my year in review. I'm really grateful for this year. I have ADHD, so when I started last year, I wasn't sure if it would just be like a 2-month hyperfixation thing and then I would give up and stop. So I was a little bit, I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how long it would last. But actually, the more I do it, the more I realise maybe this is my calling and this is the thing I'm meant to be doing. So I would love to figure out how I could earn money from this, because at the moment I'm doing social media things for small businesses to be able to pay bills and this, at the moment, everything I'm doing is for free. So I would like to monetize at some point. I struggle with that because I don't want to make money from women who have lost children, but then also I want to talk about this and share about it and do more, but also I need to pay the bills and it takes time. So there's like a real conflict and a real kind of balance in my brain of like, I need to earn money, but I don't want to take money from women who've been through infant loss. So I'm trying to figure out where the balance is. Like, is there things I could ask people to pay so much per month, or is it doing one-on-one peer support stuff and price it a little bit higher, or do I do everything for free and then just always work doing separate things? But then, obviously that takes up a lot of my time as well. So yeah, anyway, I feel like I have rambled at you long enough. I'm excited for the next year. I'm excited to come back next year and see how many videos I've done, how many subscribers I have, all the lessons that I've learned, people I've spoken to, and to see if any of the things that I have planned have worked out or not yet. Maybe they're still in the works. I don't want to rush things also. I really want to take my time with this and build it slowly. And if something doesn't feel right, I want to I want to wait until it feels right and it feels good. Like the course just for some reason didn't sit right with me. So I am taking my time with this. It's not going to be, what's the thing? It's not a race, it's a marathon. I feel like it's that, like it's not a quick, 2-year project and then it's done, or even 1-year project and it's done. This is something I can see myself doing for years. So I really want to build it slowly and authentically and consciously, and be really mindful about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and not just doing something for the sake of it or for a money grab or whatever it is. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.